today's so what we are going to see into the today's session is primarily what is an IT operation management on a which is an offering from a ServiceNow perspective. Okay, we are going to see the platform overview. Then we will have a overview on a CMDB and the offering around the ITOM. So we are going to cover within ITOM discovery, service map, event management. So these are the three pieces which we are going to cover. Can I request if please go on a mute? I'm getting a background noise. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. So before we jump into the IT operation management, let's understand what are the different offerings we have on a ServiceNow platform, right? So when we talk about the ServiceNow platform, so where we have offerings like ITSM, IT operation management, IT business management, software asset management, SecOps, GRC, HR, intelligence app, and CSM, right? What we are going to more focus today on the IT operation management. Within the IT operation management, if you see, there are a couple of offerings from the ServiceNow. The bunch of modules are from the IT operation management offerings. Okay, what are those modules? Event management, operational intelligence, service map, discovery, cloud management, and the orchestration. These are the different modules which togetherly delivers as a IT operation management. Over the period of next slides, we are going to see what are the functions available into the event management, service mapping, discovery, and we will look about the CMDB. Having said that, the CMDB is the core component. So before we move into that, let's understand what is an operation manager. Okay, ITOM as a solution. Okay, what you need first, you need to have an infrastructure visibility. When I say the infrastructure visibility, that means you should have a consolidated repository where you will able to see or able to track the infrastructure devices. So let's take an example of any large enterprise which having the good amount of network infrastructure, servers, database, right? Let's take an example of as a cellular telecom company, Vodafone or Airtel, right? They have plenty of IT infrastructure component which are supporting their business services. Now, if I don't have a consolidated inventory or I don't have any mechanism to track the newly added devices or the devices which has been removed from the environment, it will be the chaos, right? You don't have the visibility around your IT infrastructure. You will not able to derive the investment which needs to be put per quarter, right? What are the new devices needs to be procured, if any devices needs to be decommissioned. Those are the things we are not able to focus if you don't have a infrastructure discovery in a place, right? So one thing is definitely you should have an infrastructure discovery in a place, and that infrastructure discovery, those discovered devices should be placed into the consolidated repository, right? Now, ServiceNow, not only ServiceNow, if you look into the other OEMs like BMC, HP, IBM, right? Those also have the CMDB. CMDB is the configuration management database, which holds the information around the IT infrastructure devices which are being discovered or which are being pushed by the third-party integrations, right? So CMDB is the consolidated repository where you will find all the IT related information, IT related and non-IT related devices, and the CIs can be there found into the CMDB. CI is known as a configuration item. When any device is put into the CMDB is referred as a configuration item. Unless and until it moves into the asset table, we call it as a configuration item. Into the asset table, we call as an asset. Okay. Now once you have that in place, okay, what you need to have a visibility, right? You have all the infrastructure devices in your CMDB. Now you need to define, you need to determine which particular business service you need to look into or you need to monitor actively, right? Now when I say the business service, let's take an example of a telecom sector itself only, right? You have different verticals within the business service. You have a data as one of the services, then you have a cellular offerings as one of the services, then you have now you have the wallets, right? Now the coming from the UPI, you have the wallet as one of the business services, right? Now in order to track the business service availability, right? When I say the business service, those business service runs on the specific IT infrastructure devices, right? There are a database, there are application layer, there are a middleware layers, right? There are network components which togetherly up and running supports that particular business service. Now if I have a downtime on a particular business service, When I say the downtime, let's take an example. One of my critical business service component, a switch, is down, right? Then it will going to be affect my business service availability. My business service will be impacted. That is eventually going to be impact your impact the revenue for that particular time frame, right? And I don't want you to have that those revenue loss, right, during the downtime. So how I can prevent them? So for that I need to have visibility around my IT infrastructure, which is supporting my business services. So service visibility is one of the key component comes into the IT operation management. Then secondly, the remediations, right? When I talk about the remediations, there are several aspects. Let's take an example. You have a server which is hosting a particular critical business service, okay, and the disk space utilization is high or CPU utilization is high, right? Now there will be a chances that this particular server which is holding that particular business application is going to be a down, right? Now how I can proactively avoid such circumstances, right? So one thing is definitely once I receive such kind of prior intimations, or if I receive an alert stating that okay, this space utilization is high, the normal the way the person will the agent which the fulfiller which are going to address that particular issue, there are two options available to them. Either he will log into the server, remove the unwanted files in terms of a disk space utilization, or either he will increase the disk size. Now these are the manual activities he needs to do, right? But having the service remediations, the remediation actions, the orchestration or automation in a place, okay, this remediation action can trigger the orchestration workflow and it will done those manual activity by itself. By having said that, so when this automatically this remediation action take place, the L1 support team or the NOC team can look into the more priority issue. They can devote their time, right? And eventually this is going to be help with the increase into the reducing the MTTR, mean time to resolve the issue. It's going to help you that. So these are this is on the high level how the IT operation management is primarily important in terms of tracking your infrastructure, starting from tracking your discovering your infrastructure, putting them into the consolidated view, defining the business services which are critical and for with on the basis of supporting to the infrastructure component these business services are running, and the remediation at the end, right? So overall, the ITOM suits gives you the visibility around your IT operation management posture, the infrastructure health, right? So let's see what are the offerings we have into the IT operation management. So ServiceNow offers the ITOM into the three phases, three stages. One is the visibility, availability, and the agility. We can call into the licensing perspective, we can call it as a standard, professional, and enterprise. Now within the standard, so there are a couple of changes in and out throughout the release into the ServiceNow. Licensing model has been changed, and so previously uh, from the prior to Kingston version, there are the standard, professional, and enterprise offering. Okay, now in the middle of two versions of London and Madrid, they come up with the another offering like a la carte. Okay, where you can pick up any one of these module and take it. Now again they have come up back on the standard, professional, and enterprise from the Orlando and now in Paris. Okay, so the ITOM licensing will be sold into the standard, professional, and enterprise. Within standard you will get discovery and event management as the two modules, two offerings. Moving further into the professional, you will get the operational intelligence and the orchestration as an offering. Okay, and into the third phase, or where we call as the enterprise offering, okay, where you have a cloud management and a service mapping. Okay, now in within the operational intelligence, what is an operational intelligence? Operational intelligence runs on the matrix collection, matrix data collection around the infrastructure components, where you can set up the lower and higher bound of a thresholds around the matrix. When I say the lower and higher bound of a thresholds, that means example, CPU utilization high. So if I set up particular setup thresholds on the CPU utilization high on a server, the operational intelligence has the capability to 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 analyze the pattern around the threshold breaches, and it gives you the anomaly detections. So this is not about I want to give you on a high level how what is an operational intelligence, but however we are not going to discuss this today. Similarly, on a cloud management, when we talk about the cloud management, it is about the Azure, AWS, IBM clouds, and the Google, where you can use for the cloud hosting, and the catalogs can be used into that. Orchestration, obviously, it's used for the remediations. You can trigger the workflows, which calls the third-party orchestration tools to perform the orchestrations on the which has been written into it, right? The remediation action which is written. And then yes, service map, so which we are going to see into the deep dive. So what is going to take away from this primarily slide is the offerings of the IT operation management. There are three phases: standard, professional, and enterprise, right? Moving further, uh, you should have a strategy, right? How you can eliminate the service outage, or how you can minimize the service outage. So there are primarily 5 phases of it. Okay, first phase is that you should map your business service. So when you, so if you so you might have noticed everything is comes around the business service. We are not talking about the any particular server or any particular infrastructure device. What we are talking about is the business service, because business service is something which is going to be if that is going to be impacted, it's going to be impact me on the revenue side for the business, right? So what is more important is to map your business service with your infrastructure, right? Infrastructure component. Now once you have that in a place, okay, what is important, keep those business service map accurate, okay, by running them into the regular basis, right? So most of the implementation fails into the service map, because the on the most of the occasion customer build the manual service map. So manual service map is something which does not keep an automated, so it needs to be maintained manually. So that is where the project implementation failures comes, if you build the service map manually. So what is more important, so you should have business service map the business service with the infrastructure, but via automated way. Okay, you need to be the schedule those business service maps, so that every time any changes occurs into that particular business service map, you will able to track those changes, right? And then the third scenario, where you have a different monitoring solutions. Now when we talk about the enterprise customer always have the around 7 to 8 different monitoring solutions. They might be using a network monitoring solution as a separate, like Nagio, SolarWind, right? They can have a server monitoring for the ESCOM or HP one side on site, right? HP OEM, Oracle OEM for the database monitoring, right? And some other monitoring solution like MySQL or other solutions they can use. They have normally in place, right? The solution can vary depending upon the IT infrastructure landscape. They can have App Dynamics or Dynatrace for the application monitoring. What is more important into the third stage is that break up the silos, right? Because these tools currently work in a silo, so that you don't have a visibility, end-to-end visibility around your IT infrastructure, right? So let's understand, right? So if you have a 5 different teams working in a silo and some alerts comes into the picture, example, application is down, everyone start pointing a finger around network, or someone start pointing a finger on the server side, or someone start pointing a finger on database side. So there is no visibility, there will be a chaos as soon as any application goes down. Because because why this chaos will be there, because there is no consolidated view, there is no mechanism to calculate the RCA, root cause analysis, right? So you will not able to come into the conclusion which particular component is causes this particular outage on the application, right? So if I break those silos, I bring all these different monitoring solution under a single umbrella. I call that umbrella as a manager of a manager, where you bring all the different monitoring tools on the single platform, and on the basis of alert correlations and the prioritizations, where into the step 4, okay, you on the basis of alert correlation and prioritization, you prioritize the issue, which incident needs to be looked first, right? You identify the root cause, so you pick up that particular uh, component or that particular device where you need to have the troubleshooting, where the issues is primarily occur, due to which the issue is primarily occur, right? So prioritization of issues is the fourth point, which is an important, with the help of alert correlation and RCA, right? And then as I said, we have all the monitoring tools providing and feeding a data onto the single consolidated system. That consolidated system should have a visibility, right? They should have a dashboards around it, to track the business services, to track the IT infrastructure behavior, right? So having a dashboard in a place, a event management dashboard, we can call it as operator workspace. Into the Orlando and Paris, there is a new introduction which is called as a operator workspace, where you can track the changes into the your business services in terms of the with the help of the priority of alerts and incident which hit on the particular infrastructure device which is supporting your business services. So what is the takeaway from this slide is the five stages are critical. First is map business services. Keep your business services up to date by having a automated business service map discovery running. Then you should have break the silos. You should bring all different monitoring solution into the single umbrella. Bring found the manager of manager on the basis of alert correlations and the RCA, right? Prioritize the alert, prioritize the incident which needs to be looked first, which needs to be addressed first. And then yes, you should have a visibility to track the changes in around the health perspective of your business services supporting infrastructure devices, right? Moving further, the configuration management, right? Configuration CMDB. So CMDB, most of the people get confused. CMDB, first of all, is not an offering of IT operation management. Okay? CMDB comes with the platform capability, ServiceNow platform capability. So if anyone procure the ITSM, they will have the CMDB entitlement with them. Okay, it's not necessarily you should have a IT operation management modules to be procured for that. Now, if you look into this particular slide, okay, there are three aspects around the CMDB. One is visibility, maintain the visibility around your IT landscape. Then health, monitor the health of your infrastructure devices. And then third is the optimization on the basis of the visibility and the remediation and the health parameter into that, where you take the remediation actions or the you have the entire visibility. You can decide whether I should have a cost cut down. If I have excessive devices, we should be move away from my infrastructure. So those kind of optimization you can bring into the ServiceNow CMDB, right, into your IT landscape with the help of a CMDB. Now, when we talk about CMDB, CMDB play a vital role, or we can say is the center of the entire processes around the asset management, ITSM, PPM, GRC, SecOps, right? Those are all heavily rely on the CMDB. So what is more important, if we know that CMDB play a critical role, it's a vital organ, I will say that, okay, it's a nervous system for my ServiceNow platform. So I should keep that system up to date. I should have the integrity without any obstacle. I should have that CMDB integrity maintained, right? Because CMDB can have a multiple data source, right? You can manually feed the data into the CMDB. You can have automated discovery in a place, right? So for to avoid such data in unhygienist, right? You should have a some health dashboard in a place, right? So ServiceNow CMDB provides ServiceNow provides an health dashboard for to monitor the CMDB health. The primarily CMDB health monitor on a three parameter. I call them as 3C parameters: completeness, compliance, and correctness. These are the 3C parameters on the basis of which ServiceNow monitor the health, right? So where in a completeness, you define the recommended and the required fields. If any configuration item present into the service, now you define what are the recommended and what are the required fields should be present into that particular configuration items, right? Then on the basis of a template, audit templates, you define the whether it is particular device is compliance with my organization policies or not, right? And the most important aspects around the CMDB health is the correctness, okay, where the more efforts needs to be put in terms of the identifications and the reconciliations. Here you will you need to focus more on when you build the CMDB. So this correctness dashboard is primarily driven from a three parameters: duplicate, staleness, and the orphan. Duplicates CIS comes into the ServiceNow CMDB when you have a weak identification rule or you have a weak reconciliation rule. You have a multiple data source. You have a multiple data. If someone is hello. Yeah. Nilima, can you mute everyone apart from me?
Yes, Satish.
Yeah, because I am hearing echo. Someone is on a speaker and I am hearing echo.
Yeah, someone is talking. I think Sachin Kumar. He want to talk maybe. Hello, Sachin. We can't hear you. Yeah.
We will have a
Yeah.
Q&A at the end of the sessions, Nilima. So I will request everyone to be on a mute because I will hear a echo and we will lose a time, right?
Okay.
Okay. So when I was saying that duplicates and orphan and duplicate, orphan and stainless, right? So duplicate comes from the multiple different. There are multiple reasons for a creation. Duplicate CI has been created in a ServiceNow CMD. There can be a different sources of a same CI, right? You have manually uploaded that CI or the beacon reconciliation rule, right? There can be a primary reason. So for avoid such duplicate CIs to be created into ServiceNow CMDB, ServiceNow provides the IRE engine, identification and reconciliation engine. When I talk about the orphan means it doesn't have any relationship established with any of the CI. It's been there as alone into the ServiceNow CMDB with any further connections or the any other relationship. So you will have orphanness. So if you have orphan CI in a place, you need to look into that because the silo CI, the orphan CI doesn't give any visibility of what particular business service it is been supported or what particular application is being supported. So look into the orphan is more important. And then coming to the stainless. So stainless is primarily where if any particular device been not updated from more than so by default ServiceNow has a 60 days of a time frame to flag any particular CI or nominate any particular CI as a stale if it is been not discovered or not been get updated more than 60 days of a time frame. So these are the three main parameter which helps you in terms of keeping your CMDB intact. Lesser the percentage, higher the integrity of your CMDB. Around lesser the percentage in terms of a duplicate, orphan, and stainless is higher the percentage of having your good CMDB in place, maintaining a CMDB integrity. We will see how the identification and reconciliation engine runs once we have the detailed session around the CMDB in a place. Moving further, so what can be different sources? So ServiceNow has its own offering as a ServiceNow Discovery, which helps the customer to discover the IT infrastructure without needing any additional integration in a place. So ServiceNow Discovery is the agentless. It's run on a industry best practice protocols, use proven protocols and ports. Okay, there are phases around the how the discovery should take place or execute, right? We will look into those into the next slides. Okay, so what is more important over here is to understand ServiceNow is agentless. Okay, ServiceNow Discovery is agentless. You don't need any agent to be deployed into the device in order to discover them. So there are a couple of other discovery tools like SCCM, which is a native Microsoft offering. Okay, which is an agent-based discovery. You need to deploy an agent. You have a Sapphire is one of the discovery tools within the market where you needed an agent to be deployed into it, right? But in terms of a ServiceNow Discovery, it's completely an agentless discovery which discover the IT landscape on the basis of a proven ports and protocols. Moving further, so how discovery helps us? So discovery discovers the entire IT landscape in terms of the you are starting from the physical, logical, virtualization, application layer, and then define the business services around it, right? So it discover everything. So so I will come to the next slide where I will show you how the discovery take place around the network devices or the Windows servers or the Unix server. So what is more important here you need to understand. So ServiceNow within the most of the customer or most of the people are get often confused between the discovery and the service mapping. Okay, So there are two approaches into the service now. One is the horizontal discovery, another one is a top-down discovery or a traffic-based discovery. So when we talk about the ServiceNow discovery, so ServiceNow discovery is a horizontal discovery approach, where you discover all the peripheral and connected devices without having a business-centric view in a place. Okay, it discover everything on the basis of a ARP table, on the basis of a CDP protocol, right? On the networking devices, it discover everything which has been connected to and fro from that particular devices. So how that discovery take place, we will come to that. But into the top-down discovery, where you will have a business-centric view, we will try to figure out the business services and underneath components around it. So I will come to that in a couple of next slides. Okay. So what are the different discovery techniques? As I was saying that base industry standard protocols and probes have been used. Okay, the methods which been used for a discovery is a WMI query, SSH, SNMP queries, right? These CIM credentials for the storage, right? So these are the standard protocols been used in order to discover the any IT infrastructure landscape. SNMP is a simple network management protocol which is primarily used for discovering the network devices. Okay, when I say the network devices, printers, switch, firewall, load balancers, those are the network devices or wireless access point. Those are been discovered through SNMP. WMI queries help you to discover the Windows OS based platform, which is run on the Windows OS. Okay, so WMI query help you in terms of discovering them. Unix devices, when I say the Unix, it's a family of AIX, HPUX, Linux, Solaris. Those are the devices, are these are the OS platforms are fall under the Unix family. Those been discovered through the SSH protocols. When we talk about the storage, primarily the storage been discovered from a common information management protocol via SMIS agent. Okay, this been used to discover the storage devices like EMC, VNX, VPLX, any sort of other devices which are on the NAS or SAN devices, right? Those are been discovered through a CIM credential. On our detailed session, we will see how this will work. So on a high level, how discovery architecture will look like, how discovery look like. You will have you can, if you want to discover the cloud-based infrastructure, you can have that in a place. You need to have a mid server to be placed closer to the infrastructure. So example, if you have a landscape where you need to discover a cloud resources also, you need to put the mid server into the cloud resources. Example, if customer is having a 3 data center, one data center is India, another one is UAE, and third one is in a UK, right? There is no point of placing a one single. So what is a mid server? First of all, mid server is a mediator, because as you know, ServiceNow is a SaaS-based platform, right? And it needs someone as a mediator to collect the information on the ground and send it back to the ServiceNow cloud, that is into the CMDB. So mid server is a play a vital role into that entire journey, right? So mid server needs to be placed closer to the data centers. Okay, this is a basic principle of any implementation. So if I place a mid server, if I want to discover a devices which is in a UK data center from the mid server which is hosted in India, it's going to be a disaster in terms of a network latency. You might need to be landed up into the opening multiple firewalls for the communication to send a device, send the information or scan a devices from a UK data center. So what is more important is that placing of your mid server, the scanner mid server needs to be placed properly. So as I said, it's agentless on the basis of a discovery schedule which we define on the basis of IP range. It's a continuous discovery. It's secure and hybrid, right? It's secure and hybrid. So moving to the next, so communication. The communication happens through TLS. So TLS communication, so via which every data from a ServiceNow mid server to the ServiceNow is encrypted and is been traveled through the TLS protocol. Okay. So this is on a high level architecture, like the mid server always should be placed behind the server, behind the customer firewall. Okay, the communication with the mid server and the ServiceNow is on the via port HTTPS 443 via asynchronous messaging bus. Okay, So these are the different protocols which we just talk about: SNMP, WMAP, PowerShell, SSH, the API query, and the CIM credential, which been heavily used to discover the IT infrastructure landscape. The phases which ServiceNow Discovery has is there are 4 phases. Scanning phase, also been often called as a Shazam phase, then classification phase, identification, and the exploration phase. So scanning phase, so this runs into the sequentials. Okay, primarily ServiceNow Discovery discover the IT infrastructure on the basis of probes and patterns. What are the probes and patterns, and what is the difference between probes and patterns? We will have a detailed understanding when we have a detailed session around the discovery. So on a high level, what are the different 4 phases? Scanning, classification, identification, and exploration. These are the 4 different phases ServiceNow has. So when I talk about the cloud and technology which are supported, the discovery which are supported, for public clouds, we have AWS, Azure, Google, and IBM's. Those are the clouds being supported by a ServiceNow Discovery. When I talk about the private clouds, Nutanix, OpenStack, VMware is been used. It can be discovered from a ServiceNow. When I talk about the containers, right? So Kubernetes, Cloud Foundry, and OpenShift, those are the container and PaaS providers are supported by ServiceNow Discovery. So there are two things, right? Most of the people have a confusion around whether when we talk about the discovery, whether the discovery is only meant for the on-prem device discovery. The answer is no, right? So with the help of a ServiceNow Discovery, you can discover your cloud infrastructure also. There is no need of any additional. Please go on. If you are not speaking, please go on mute. Thank you. So most of the there is a myth, right? If you want to discover a cloud-based infrastructure, you need to have a cloud management in place. The absolutely wrong, right? Having having the normal ServiceNow Discovery in a place, you will be able to discover your cloud infrastructure, right? Whether it is Azure, AWS, IBM Cloud, Google Cloud, you can able to discover that. So there are 2 ways of a cloud discovery. One is via service account discovery, where you only discover the metadata. Okay, you discover only metadata around it. But when you want to have a deep dive discovery around what are the different resources, VMs, network devices are being hosted on a cloud, then you should have IP-based discovery in a place to get more visibility, to get more enriched data into the service now. So that we will see more into our detailed session. But on a high level, keep this understanding in a place. For a cloud discovery, you don't need a cloud management plugin. It can be achieved through your ServiceNow Discovery module. Okay, so moving further, yeah. So the another feature which is been introduced from Orlando is TLS certificate, right? So you can discover your TLS certificate or SSL certificate which is hosted on the particular server, or it can be hosted on a particular application. So this feature helps you in terms of discovering your SSL certificate, not only discovering your SSL or TLS certificate, but also it will gives you the notification if any particular certificate is going to be expired, so that you can proactively take an actions and renew that certificate or replace that certificate with the new certificate which having the more timelines, which have the new expiry date around that certificate. So this TLS certificate brings a value add into the ServiceNow offerings around the discovering of the SSL certificate and or providing an end-to-end solution or visibility around your IT infrastructure. So this is how the dashboard will look like. So ServiceNow Discovery not only discover the IT infrastructure, it also discover the applications which are hosted on that particular infrastructure devices. Okay, so that comes with the network. So primarily these dashboards will give you the visibility around the time frame. What are the different devices been discovered from not discovered from last 30 days, which has not been unrefreshed. How many devices have been discovered from 30 days, how many new devices are discovered in 7 days. So these are all customized dashboards. You can customize the time frame as per your need, but out of the box it comes with this kind of layout. Okay, with the 730 days and 30 days of a time frame for both infrastructure as well as the application layer. So yeah, coming to the service mapping. So what we have seen, we discover the infrastructure, we discover the data center devices, we discover their relationship, we find their dependency around each other, right? We find what are the different devices connected left, right, top to up and down. We identify that, but that was the horizontal approach. But into the service mapping, what you do, you define the business service. When I say you define the business service, that means you define the what are the different infrastructure components which are supporting to my particular one business service. So that has been identified into the service mapping. Now into the service mapping, you take the top down approach. Okay, so from top to bottom, you start going through a traffic based discovery with the help of a patterns, service now discovery patterns, service mapping patterns. With the help of that, you draw down the map. You draw down the map around the business service component, infrastructure component, which are supporting to your business services, right? So example, if these are my business services, RBS, CTF, these are my top business services, right? And if any one of these particular infrastructure device goes down, what will be the impact? So this visualization of a impact can be achieved through a service map, provided you have a top-down discovery in a place. So for in this example, if this Oracle database goes down, it is going to be impact on my CTF and Alumbusher as a business services, right? So this is something which can be so example, if I have a Windows VM, right, which goes down, what are the different business services will get impacted? How many other business services? What will be the impact? Whether it will be a completely down, whether it will be on the high, it will be on the threshold, breach on the threshold level or severity level, right? So you can able to visualize that. So if I have those visualization in a place, I can play a vital role in terms of reducing the MTTR, not only reducing the outage, but we can avoid being get into the outage condition, right? That application should not get into the outage condition. You can take those precautions or proactive approach to keep your business services up and running, right? So business service map is a top-down approach, okay, where have a service now discovery gives you the dependency view, the peripheral connection, as I said, left, right, up and down. Those connections can be seen into the dependency view map. Where into service map, which is more business-centric view, we'll able to see the infrastructure devices which are supporting your business services. So what is the service mapping process? So there are four processes: entry points, post detection, CA identification, and connection discovery. So we will see those into the more deeper session, how this service mapping process goes into. What should be your approach while building a service map? What are the common questions you need to ask to the customer? What are the requirement gathering template you should use in order to procure those information? We will cover those into the more detailed training. So yes, the credentials. The credentials are play a vital role in terms of either it is a service map or either it is into the discovery, right? Without having a credential in a place, you will not able to discover the devices or discover the applications which you are intended to do that, right? So having credentials in a place is very important. ServiceNow discovery provide you options, whether you can store the credentials within the ServiceNow credential vault, or either you can use the external credential vault to store the credentials, right? If you have a more security constraint, if customer is having more security constraint, and if they are having a external credential vault, you can use those credential vault. But in terms of a security perspective, most of the customers are more worried about the credentials, because this is an exposure. If the credential has been exposed, it will be a security breach for the entire organization, right? ServiceNow take care that security breach, or ServiceNow takes this security more seriously by having a 3DS encryption in a place in order to store the credential into the ServiceNow platform, right? And while I'm saying that the security is on a higher priority for a ServiceNow platform, ServiceNow mid server, however, it collects the data on the ground from the devices, but it ideally didn't save any data into the platform. into the mid server itself only. Everything will send to the ServiceNow platform immediately. The communication, as we see, it is on a TLS encryption. So within the TLS there are further enhancement into the securities like TLS 1.1, 1.2 or 1.3. We can further configure those communication to be happen specific to the 1.1 or 1.2 or 1.3. So this is more secure communication or secure establishment happens from point A to point B. So 3DS encryptions and the TLS communication is the key takeaway from a ServiceNow perspective in terms of security. Talking about the event management, so we have a discovery in a place, we have data CIS into the CMDB, we have a relationship in a place, we have a business service map in a place. What is more important for me now to bring out all the platform related events or monitoring solution into the one place, right? Now it's my time to build out the manager of a manager. So ServiceNow help you with the different mechanisms to in order to integrate any third-party solutions with the ServiceNow. So primarily, there can be a REST API integrations, there can be a connector-based integrations, there can be SNMP-based or email-based integration can be happen through a ServiceNow. Now, so ServiceNow help you with the so ServiceNow every release bring on the new connectors into their out-of-the-box integrations. So when I say the out-of-the-box integrations, those connectors, those event rules, which are already been pre-built into the ServiceNow platform. We will see what are the event rules which you are talking about, the field mapping which I am talking about here into the more detailed session. But what is gonna take away from this side, the mechanism how you can integrate is either through a REST API push, or REST API pull mechanism, right? You can have the connector based integration in a place, you can have a SNMP based integration in a place, and you can have an email based integration in a place, right? So so most of the integrations which happens through the connector or which happens through SNMP is required the mid server. Via mid server you need to have an integration in a place, right? So in terms of a mid server, okay, the placing of a mid server plays the important role again into the event management also, where you should place the mid server. That is something we will discuss into the more deeper sessions, how the event binding happens, how the separations of an event can be taken care. We will see into that. So this is what the event management flow looks like into the ServiceNow, okay? Where you have scheduler jobs, we have the those jobs runs on a regular interval, collect the new events or the alerts from the third-party tools, or either you can have a push mechanism, REST API push mechanism onto the event management table. So there are three tables primarily into the ServiceNow, which is event management table, which are important. One is event table, another one is alert table, and then you have the incident table. Either you can create an incident, you can create the remediation jobs, or you can create a problem on the basis of an event to alert journey, right? So we will see in a detail what happens into the event management tables, what is mean by event rule, what is mean by mapping rules, and what are the alert rules and the task templates, or the how flow designer help you to create an incident for the respective teams into the detailed session. So yeah, so previous to the Orlando, this is how the event management health dashboard looks like. Business service health dashboard looks like. Color itself is more expressive over here. The green means everything. Okay. This business service this service health dashboard is nothing but the group of a service map you will able to see in a one glance. So where on the visualization, on the basis of a visualization, the NOC team can look into the okay, which particular business service is more impacted, and they can act upon it. Right. So this is and the business service health dashboard prior to the Orlando version. Okay. Now from the Orlando version, ServiceNow has come up with the operator workspace, which is a more elevated version. It is a facelift of the entire previous dashboard into the Orlando and Paris version, where you have a more functionality in a place. Okay, Similarly to this dashboard, okay, it's also have the color coding around the same, okay. But here you can have more slice and dice in a place. You can look into the alerts, services, right? So this is more interactive dashboards that can be used by the NOC agents, that can be used by a fulfiller, or that can be used by a business owner to monitor their business services. So this is how the operator workspace is look like, okay. Uh, Number of services, it have a further drill down, slice and dice on the basis of a severity. You can look into the business services, and there are many other options available, and we will have those deep dive into the our training sessions. So once you double click on any of these service map, it will open up into this particular page. This is my service mapping page, where you will able to see the color codings and the alerts, the incident. There are other fields, can be tabs can be added over here as per our need, okay. And you will able to track the business services from the service mapping. So Alert Insight is something which gives you the aggregations of the alerts on the basis of the machine learning, on the basis of NLU. It identifies the patterns and the group those alerts, right? And it gives you the root cause, RCA, right? It gives you the alerts insight around the number of events which you have received, right? We will see those into the deep dive, how we can configure those alert insight tabs. Out of the box, there are certain things which are available, but if you want to have the customization in a place, that can be easily achieved through the alert insight dashboard. So in a nutshell, how the ITSM and ITOM process will look like is that you identify a services issue, you create an incident, automated the routed impact analysis, and then the escalation. So cross-functional collaboration within the team happens. Either you can resolve the issues, and it can be notified through a mobile notification to the user. Previous to the Orlando version, there is no mobility function, mobile applications available for the IT operation management. But from the Orlando and Paris, we have a mobility in a place, so you can look into the your current stat of your health infrastructure, health on the go via mobile app, right? So this is something and which is an interesting feature which been introduced into the Orlando and Paris, right? So how the event flow, I might have covered that while I'm explaining the other slide. You receive the raw event, you converted them into the actionable alerts. These alerts can be viewed into the service dashboard or operator workspace, okay. And then you can either create an incidents, and from the service dashboard or the operator workspace, you can look into the service map. So this is how the event flow from the ServiceNow event management. So how to eliminate the service outage with ServiceNow? We see there are five parameters which we talk, right? Now, in terms of operator or the technicians view, we can have a proactive identify issues by uh, breaking the silos, bringing all the different monitoring solution on the single platform. We can prioritize the issues, pinpoint the disruptions, right? And then automate the remediations. So remediations or the automation helps the NOC operator or the technicians to look into the most other important works and reduce the MTTR or increase the business service availability. So what is a key takeaway from ITOM discovery, event management, or CMDB or service mapping? Faster incident resolution, lower cost, improved service availability, holistic visibility, and IT service management integrations. So this is from my end. I'm open for your questions now. Yeah. Over to you guys. I would like to, if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer those one. Hello.
Hi Satish.
Yeah.
Vinod here. Yeah. Can I know like what are the scripting part we need to use in ITOM?
So in terms of a scripting part, the having the knowledge of a basic Java scripting is required. Okay, basic Java. Okay, the regex and the regex are being used commonly into the IT operation management in terms of deriving specific attributes or a field. When you try to configure any custom patterns. Okay, those are the basic things needs to be aware. I will not say the expertise will require for the Java, but yes, Java knowledge will require at least 30% of. You should be able to understand the script. What is more important, you should be able to understand the script which has been written if you want to customize anything or if you want to bring the custom integration in a place. Regex being primarily used, as I said, to derive any specific attributes. If there is no out of the box discover device supported, if you want to discover some device which is by the custom patterns or approach, then yes, you should require some regex knowledge. But for the regex within the ServiceNow discovery, there are plenty of articles available on a ServiceNow how those regex can be written around the around that parameters.
What is that word? I didn't get you. Nugget.
Regex, regular expressions.
Regular expression. Okay. Okay.
Okay, Nilima, I think then I'm good from my end. Okay.
Okay, guys, if you have any queries, you can ask him. Yeah. Yeah, related to the technical of the ITOM or anything. Sachin, Revati, Rahul.
Neelima, I'm good from my side. He covered a lot. How many days it will take to finish the course?
Normally, it will take around 22 to 25 days to complete the training. Yeah.
Okay. Do you cover? I mean, identifying the Windows devices, Linux devices, routers. Do you cover all those points?
Everything will cover into the training. So there
Okay.
will be 4 phases of a training.
Okay.
CMDB phase, discovery phase, so event management and service mapping phase. Okay. We will
Okay.
touch on all the aspects, all the topics which required by any consultant. Okay, to
Yeah. Okay.
implement or have those implementation activity can be taken care.
Okay. Yeah. From here, I mean, you covered a lot of a lot of things in your presentation. So, yeah, I have little bit experience on the ITM module. I already worked on the mid server things and everything, integration part. So, yeah, I can understand what did you explain so far. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Anybody else? Sunny, Shama. Yeah.
Nothing from my side. Actually, I wanted to know how many days it will take to complete the course. I got the answer.
Okay, that's good.
So what about the orchestration?
Yeah, orchestration will be a not part of this training. It will be a discovery, CMDB, event management, and service mapping.
Okay, but orchestration doesn't comes under the item.
It's come under the ITOM, but for this particular course, we will not have orchestration and operational intelligence and cloud management into this training. For that, we have another separate training for that is an advanced IT operation management, where you get into the operational intelligence, cloud management, and orchestration.
Oh, okay. So what about the training? Like training, is it like a hands-on training, or else like you will just give some demos like this?
No, so there will be a no PPT runnings. There will be a PPT, but
I
we will
can't
have
hear.
we will have a labs in a place during the trainings
Mhm.
to demonstrate the end-to-end discovery functionalities, discovery or event management or service mapping, be it anything.
So it's a hands-on. So like once we complete the training, then we can implement the ITOM in any organizations. Then.
Absolutely. The agent, so this is the end goal of this training. While explaining to someone, you should be after this training, you should be able to take an assignment for the end-to-end IT operation management deployment in terms of a discovery, service map, and event management. You should be able to configure the IRE engine, identification and reconciliation engine by yourself. You should be able to define those parameters, how to configure those scheduled jobs in terms of a CMDB and the discovery. So, answer to your question, the takeaway from the entire training should be, the person should feel confident, and the technical knowledge should be into that level so that he can implement the ITOM.
Yeah. Do you explain the real-time scenarios, like what business expects?
Yeah, we cover that in terms of how you should approach, what should be your approach in terms of implementation, what are the different phases of implementations, what are the things you need to be asked to the customer, what is in prerequisite is to be delivered. Those things we cover into the trainings.
Sure. Yeah, that's it from my end.
Okay, Sunny.
One last question, Satish. You said regex, right? It's from Java or JavaScript?
It's a regular expression. It's not about the Java. Okay. So we will cover the regular expressions for a while, but I will request. So as I said, right, regular expression comes into the picture when you need to build a custom patterns. Okay, at that point of time, you need a regular expression knowledge, or regular expression is primarily used in order to extract particular information or particular. Let's take an example. You have a 10-page of a one full page of a words. Okay, and from those particular page you want to pull out a certain informations, right? Then for those you need to have a regular expression in a place rather than pulling out the entire text from that one page. You will only collect that particular word which is required.
Yeah.
Satish, one question from my side. Does this training helps to complete the discovery certification?
Discovery certification. So absolutely the agenda of covering into this training is that to cover all the aspects which ServiceNow discovery ServiceNow online courses provide. Okay, touched on all
Okay.
the topics. At the end of the training, in our last session, we provided a student the dumps. Okay, dumps which is been created by myself, but those dumps does not mean that those dumps will be 100%ly comes into your exam. Okay, those dumps for your practice.
Okay. Okay.
But
Thank
if
you.
those dumps has been collected from the over a period of time, the questions which comes into the ServiceNow examinations.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, then I think Nilima,
Yes, I think we can close the session.
yeah. Thank you for joining. Yeah. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.
Yeah. Thank you, Satish. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.